Hi friends, happy Thursday. Welcome to the cleanest night of your week. It is Throw It Out Thursday and it is always my favorite. I don't know about you, but I cannot wait to see you guys. Hi Dr. Laura, hi everybody. Tell me where you're watching from. Hey Alex, hey Robin, hey Debbie. Hey guys, hey Julie. It is so fun to see you guys. Oh my gosh, the weather is amazing. I hope the weather is great where you are. Hi Beth, hi everybody. Hi Heidi, hi Holly. Everybody's here. It's a party. It's a Periscope party. What? I had to put my hair back, y'all, because we are getting crafty in the LaMayzing test kitchen, and I don't even have time to flip my hair back and get out of my way, so I need to make sure that my curls are out of the way. Hi, Wendy. So thank you for joining me, as always, back in the LaMayzing test kitchen. My name is Hillary LaMay, and I am an essential oil educator and leader of a global team with doTERRA International, and every week I show you how to kick chemicals to the curb and use your essential oils to flavor your world and just make healthier swaps. So though we are making some sweet treats tonight, these are healthier options than what you might be buying from the store. So even though we are going to be using some rich ingredients, hi Becky, yay! I'm so excited to see you guys. Hi Priscilla. Even though we are going to be using some more decadent ingredients, I'm going to explain to you why they're better swaps than maybe what you're using before. So if you would like to swipe to the right or up, yay, I'm so glad you made it live. Root and Petal in the house. It's all colorful and it's flavorful up in here on Thursday night. But if you would like to share this with your friends and followers, you can swipe to the right or up, depending on what kind of phone you have, and then you can tap the screen as many times as you want. You see the hearts going up, and that just gives me a little heart and lets me know that you're having fun with me, you're having a great time. I hope you have taken your Franken Copaiba under your tongue so you can just be chill and chillaxed with me tonight. The Zoya of the week this week is Faye. She is so hollow glitter and like fancy, and I just love her. It's like gold and orangey, red shimmer, purpley, all these fun colors. And Zoya is one of my favorite other non-toxic swaps because when we're living a wellness lifestyle, not only the foods we eat, not only the skincare items and things that we use on our body, but nail polish and other cosmetics and things like that. So it's a natural progression, and I've been using Zoya for about 8 or 9 years, and I love that. Oh, hi Olivia, thank you. It's my fall flare, you know, little fall cardi. Ooh, Priscilla is knitting and having tea and cookies, and you're ready to watch. Well, I am gonna have a cookie in the cloud later at the end of my scope because we're making amazing treats tonight. So I hope you guys are ready. It is officially Rocktober in the doTERRA land because it is insanity around here. Yes, I need a mocktail too. I actually have, Julie, I have a couple videos on natural makeup tips and natural skincare and makeup suggestions and stuff, actually from 2 Marches ago. So if you want to check that out, it's from March 2016, and that's a great point because, as always, if you miss anything, you can always go check out any replays on my Periscope profile page where it says recents, but then you can also go to YouTube and catch anything that you might have missed there. And if you have a smart TV, it's even cooler because you can just stream from that, and you don't have to just be looking at your phone. You can watch in big screen. So hopefully you won't get sick of me if you're doing that, but you can definitely binge watch to catch up on anything that you might have missed. And if you want to grab the kiddos, this is going to be super fun. Yeah, I have 117 other Periscopes, so you will definitely have a lot to catch up on. If you are ever taking a really long flight somewhere and you've got Wi-Fi, you will have plenty of things to watch. But all the holiday gifts that you'll be giving and all the events that you'll be going to, maybe attending or hosting. Tonight we're going to whip up 2 of my favorite LaMayzing fall treats with these essentially delicious oils that are my favorite. They're warm and cozy and just give you that kind of comfort food vibe. And they're going to be great options for you whether you want to just make them for fun to have, or you can make these ahead of time and you can freeze both of them. You can make both of them extra. You can it's just really fun. You can include the kids. You can have friends over and do this as a fun event for your next fall party. If you're doing anything for Halloween, these would be great recipes to either make or have anyway. So tonight we're making these 2 simple, fast, make-ahead recipes. You can freeze them, keep them, share them, eat them all yourself. I won't tell anybody, this is a no judgment zone. They're super versatile, so you can make the first one with your slow cooker. You don't have to use a slow cooker, but you can. We are making my LaMayzing slow cooker easy peasy molasses pumpkin butter. And then the second one is my spicy and chewy ginger spice molasses crinkle cookies. Okay, so these recipes are great. You can tweak anything that you like to make it work with your nutritional profile. If you are gluten-free, the pumpkin butter is gluten-free already the way I'm making it. And then if you are gluten-free for the ginger cookies, you can swap out the flour with an alternative flour. I'm gonna use whole wheat flour, but you can use any of those other flours that work for you when you do baking with any gluten-free recipes or anything like that. So feel free to take creative freedom. I did as well. I have to share a super duper shout out to one of my sweet oilers, Beth. She shared her cookie recipe with me, and she allowed me to take creative freedom and kind of make it my own and tweak a few things to make this recipe tonight. So I'm grateful for her, and I'm grateful for all of you who share your wisdom with me and your suggestions and everything. It is a choose your own adventure, no matter what it is. Anytime you watch my scopes, I want you to keep that in mind. This is a choose your own adventure. You can switch up the oils if you don't like ones that I'm using. You can switch up any of the ingredients that are, you know, a good swap. Obviously, like with baking, it's a little more particular because of the way we want things to rise and some of those other elements. And actually, that reminds me, you know, it's just, it's just peeling back the layers, really, and that's why I love talking with my global oil team and sharing these broadcasts with you guys every week, because it's just one little layer at a time, and we don't need to feel like we have to just take everything in our cabinets and throw it away. And when I say kicking the chemicals to the curb, I just mean little by little to what feels comfortable for you, because if this is going to be a sustainable lifestyle choice for you, it needs to be something where you can still have special times and holiday treats and maybe some more indulgences, but it doesn't have to feel, you don't have to feel guilty about it, okay? So I just want you to keep that in mind. As long as you're watching, you can make any swaps that you like. So with that said, now the ginger that we're highlighting today, it is, Robin, it's all about just those small sustainable changes, and that's how you tap into the real change that you see and feel over time. So we're highlighting ginger tonight in both of our recipes because ginger is the 10% off oil of the month. Where's my ginger? And I love to use the dropper tops from shareoils.com. Shout out to Elka if she's out there in the cloud. But ginger is such an amazing oil. It is so flavorful. It's really warm. I love adding it to my hot tea. Last night I had ginger peach tea, and that was so good. I added some magnesium to it, just the plain natural calm. But ginger is so yummy, and it's 10% off this month. So if it's not in your LRP, maybe you'll want to snag it when you get ready to make your next order, but it's such a good oil. And most commercial pumpkin butters that you might have seen in the can, in the jar, on the shelf, have artificial flavorings, they have artificial colorings, they have high fructose corn syrup, and we're gonna kick all that to the curb because that's what we do on Throw It Out Thursday. If you've been around for a while, you know that. That's just what we do around here, folks. And so this is, like I said, a gluten-free and paleo version. Pumpkin is super duper high in vitamin A and fiber and beta carotene, and if you're like me, you get it by the caseload from Amazon Prime because this is so yummy. And I love to make sure that when I'm bringing anything in cans, like canned goods, into my home, that I use a BPA-free liner. You always want to make sure that you get canned goods with a BPA-free liner because you might not realize that there are some nasty chemicals lurking in your cans. Wendy says she has to try ginger. It's not her favorite, but you can't wait to see it. And you know, Wendy, what you can do is you can do a toothpick swirl. That's my favorite trick when you want to maybe taste test something like in your tea or in a recipe, because you don't want to waste your oil, and so you can try it. But pumpkin is awesome. So pumpkin is filled with vitamin A, fiber, beta carotene, and also the essential oils that we're going to be featuring tonight in our recipes boost your metabolism. So they're going to help balance your blood sugar. Yeah, BPA, exactly, Dr. Laura. BPA can affect our fertility and our sex hormones, and that is just not good. We don't want any of that. And the essential oils that we're going to be using and featuring in tonight's recipes are also going to support a healthy immune system. So when it's fall and the weather is getting a little chilly and you might not be dressed appropriately, or maybe your kiddos aren't dressed warm enough at the bus stop in the morning, and they're around all the kiddos at school, and there's runny noses and all that nasty stuff. We just want to make sure that we're doing the best we can. So we're going to get into it because this is a LaMayzing power hour of goodies. So I'm going to try to zoom through these so I'm not taking up too much of your night tonight. So I do too, Laura. I love immune boosting goodies that are like two for, it tastes good and it's good for us, and we like that. So the first one we're gonna do is our LaMayzing slow cooker easy peasy pumpkin butter. It's essentially delicious. So in a bowl, now actually I want you to put up a 1 before I start. I want you to put up a 1 if you've never tried pumpkin butter before. So if you've never ever tried pumpkin butter, maybe you've tried apple butter, but if you've never tried pumpkin butter, put up a 1, because I really am excited. I hope that many of you have not tried this, because I really hope that you guys, oh good, yes, whoop whoop, party in the house. I love sharing new things with you guys, so this is like making my little oily heart so super happy, yay. Okay, so you guys are gonna love this, and I really want you to try this. It's so easy, I promise you. Alex, it's not bad at all. I don't ever want anyone feeling like that's so bad. It's great, and I'm sure Trader Joe's is a super duper awesome clean version, but it's really fun and simple to make it on your own, and you can totally do it. So I hope that all of you guys that put up a 1, I hope you will try this and maybe tag me and let me know what oils that you chose to use and how you liked it. So my favorite way to use pumpkin butter is things like in a sandwich with peanut butter, and hashtag there's a scope for that. We made peanut butter a couple weeks back, so you can make your own peanut butter, make your own pumpkin butter. It's sweet and savory, and the way that I make it, it's not too sweet. So if you do add it with peanut butter or something like that, it's just gonna be the right amount of sweetness. I like to use it as jam. So on toast or on crackers, on whole wheat waffles, on muffins or pancakes, in oatmeal as like a nice little kind of sweet sort of add in. And again, you can freeze this for a year, and then it'll keep in the fridge for like 2 or 3 weeks. So super duper fun and easy, get the kids involved. So in a large glass bowl, we are gonna just combine 2 cans of pumpkin. And again, this is just a, this is pumpkin puree. And you want to be very sure, because we're label reading gangsters. Ooh, Robin, that sounds so good to add it to overnight oats. Yes, Renee, I think that's you. Yeah, sounds like a neat gift. It's gonna be a great gift, and you're gonna love the response that you get. So as I was saying, you want to be label reading gangster on this, and you wanna make sure that it does not say pumpkin pie filling. You want to make sure that it just says pumpkin puree, or just organic pumpkin, okay? Because you don't want to use pumpkin pie filling. And the reason is because pumpkin pie filling is already sweetened. Exactly, Robin. Go ahead now, you're ahead of the class. You are ahead of the class. But yeah, pumpkin pie filling is just note to the note. It has got lots of flavorings, lots of artificial things in there, sweeteners, high fructose corn syrup, who knows what is in there. And we don't want that. We want to be in charge of deciding how we flavor our foods, right? So I am just adding our 2 cans of pumpkin puree in a BPA-free liner. And again, just get what you have, get what you can. Don't kill yourself if you can't, you know, don't overextend yourself. If you can't find it, ain't nobody got time for that. Just do the best you can, as always. If you can't find it with a BPA-free liner, that's okay. If you can't find organic, that's okay. Just always do the best you can, and that's all that we can do. We're being mindful of these habits and mindful of these options, and just knowing that you can get canned goods with a BPA-free liner is a step in the right direction, because it's all about awareness, okay? So in this bowl, we've got our 2 cans of pumpkin, and then we are going to add a 1/4 of a cup of raw local honey. And again, if you can't find that, you just use whatever you have locally available or in your pantry. You can use whatever sweetener that you want to use. Now, this recipe called for more honey and just all of it honey, but I actually made a couple adjustments, and I've been testing this out, and this is just what I really like. So we're doing a 1/4 of a cup of local honey, and then we're doing a 1/2 a cup of blackstrap molasses, okay? And I'm gonna talk about blackstrap molasses in a minute. And this is just my personal preference. And it's going to look darker than what you're used to. It's not going to look as bright orange. It's going to look more like burnt orange, okay? So just be aware of that if you're looking at it in comparison to maybe what you might have seen in the grocery store in the past, okay? And then we are going to just add a little pinch of Himalayan pink salt. And the reason that we do this, because it's counterintuitive. You might think, why are we adding something salty to a sweet dish? but the reality is that salt helps magnify and amplify the flavor of whatever we're cooking with. So when we add just a little pinch of salt, it doesn't taste salty, but it just adds flavor dimension, and it's really awesome. Oh, good, Beth. I'm glad that you love blackstrap molasses. And for Elka, if she's out there from Share Oils, she was talking to me about how she is iron deficient and she has a ton of blackstrap molasses that she's been waiting to have a use for. So Elka, another shout out to you, girlfriend. I hope that you will make this and love it. Okay, and so then to this amazing mixture, look at how gorgeous this is. It's like glossy and yummy. And then we're gonna add a half a cup of apple cider. Yum, it's just so sweet and delicious, and fall, everything good about fall, okay? And then we are going to add our essential oils to this deliciousness. Now we are gonna add 3 drops of lemon essential oil, and this is just going to add a nice citrus punch. It's not gonna taste like lemon, but again, just like the salt, when we use salt in baking, it's really great to magnify and amplify those flavors. And when we use lemon, it's just going to give that a nice fresh taste. Okay, because pumpkin's earthy, you know, it's pretty earthy, and right, it's just gonna brighten it up. So we're adding 3 drops of lemon, 1, 2, 3, and then we are going to add 1 drop of cinnamon bark. So warm and cozy, and my house has been smelling amazing. That was like a half a drop. We're gonna go in for another all week long because I've just been doing lots of different testing. And then we're gonna do 1 drop of ginger. And I find that 1 is plenty. When I added 2 drops, I did like a smaller version of the recipe to test it out. When I did 2 drops, it was too much. It was too overpowering. My favorite thing about cooking and baking is, and I know that something's delicious when I take a bite or a spoonful of something and I can't really pick out anything in particular. My favorite is when I taste like a really nice symphony, and it's dimensional and it tastes really interesting and complex, but I can't pick out one particular flavor. That's one of my favorite experiences, and I love food, so obviously, but that's one of my favorite things about food. When you taste something and it's well balanced and it just tastes really nice, you don't pick out, oh my God, that's all ginger, or ooh, that is a bowl of salt. I don't like that. I like all the flavors to just really marry well together. And 1 drop of clove. And then we are adding 1 drop of cassia. And if you don't have cassia, that's totally fine. I find that I like to bake with cinnamon and cassia because cassia is a little more fragrant, like more perfumey. And to me, cinnamon is a little more earthy. So it's just my personal preference. But again, this is a CYA. Choose your own adventure. And so whatever makes you happy is what I want you to do. And this is cassia. Okay. And so what we are going to do, and it smells like a bowl of fall. It is so good. What we're gonna just do is take figure 8s with a spatula and just work that cider and the molasses and the honey and all the oils into that pumpkin. And we're just gonna work it in figure 8s until it's all absorbed, and you can kind of go down at the bottom and grab all those ingredients to make sure that it's nice and combined. And this is pretty much all we're gonna do. Then we're gonna transfer it into a mini crock pot that I have. I like using a mini crock pot for this because this is gonna make about 4 half-pint jars, and you just don't need a full-size crock pot. I like having a mini crock pot in my home because we'll use it for things like gravies around the holidays, and it's really useful when you're wanting to make smaller amounts of different things. Okay, so now you can see this looks, it might look murky, but it looks amazing. To me, it smells like a bowl of fall. And then what we're gonna do is just take our mini crock pot that I have right here. Okay, so I love having a little mini crock pot because it's just, like I said, it's just super functional for me. And I'm just gonna pour this mixture right into my crock pot. And that is it. And we're gonna just set this on low for 4 hours, and we're gonna stir it maybe every hour just to kind of get anything that might have gotten stuck to the sides, make sure that that gets combined back into the pool, okay? And so you just set this guy on low for 4 hours, and then you can just set it and forget it, and so that's what we're gonna do. Okay, I'm just gonna take this over here, and then when you're done, it's gonna look incredible. And we had a little spill, and I like to keep it nice and neat for y'all. So when it's done, okay, you're just gonna let it cool, And then you're gonna put it into whatever size jars you like. You can totally scale this recipe, obviously, if you wanna make a ton more. But I like to do this in half-pint jars because it's pretty rich and you don't need a ton. And you can get these half-pint jars. These are my favorites. I love to use these for peanut butter and lots of crafts. You can get these on Amazon or from Michael's or Target or wherever you like to shop. But I love them because they're great and they're not expensive, so I don't feel bad giving them away because I give them a ton of them away. Okay, and so then it looks like this, and it is so good and nice and rich. And look at that beautiful stuff. It's so good. And it looks like pumpkin pie filling. It really does. It's just gonna be so amazing to whoever is gonna try this. And I'm gonna show you how I eat it at the end because I'm gonna show you with cookies. But you can just put this in whatever kind of jars. You can even use smaller jars, but I just love how cute this looks. You can wrap it up with pretty little ribbons or anything fall festive like. Put this in a nice little baggie and maybe put some On Guard toothpaste or maybe little rollers of something that you like a lot, maybe an On Guard hand spray when they come out next week. But this is so fun and simple, and it's made with love, and it's made with these essential oils, and you can share this with friends or make for your own family. And again, like I said, this makes 4 of these little half-pint jars. Yeah, this is, oh, thanks, Heidi. Thank you so much. You're just too sweet. But yeah, so there you have it, pumpkin butter in no time. So all we're doing is taking some basic ingredients, putting in our favorite essential oils. You can switch up the ingredients. You can switch up the oils. You can do this with apples. You can do this with pears. You can do this with plums. You can do this with whatever you want. And then you just let it combine and cook on low in your crock pot for 4 hours, and that's it. So when you get home from work, you can do this with your kids, and then by the time you get your kids fed and watered and bathed and read books and snuggled and down to bed, and you have a moment for quiet, your pumpkin butter will be done, and it'll be awesome. You can sip it with some nice warm magnesium tea. So there's our pumpkin butter. Super duper yummy and fun, okay? And then now our next recipe is inspired by, like I mentioned, my sweet oiler Beth, and this is my sweet and spicy ginger molasses crinkle cookies, and they are super duper yummy. I love how easy these are, so hopefully you will enjoy this. It's a little more involved than many of my other demos just because we're gonna be making the dough and then, rolling the dough and then putting it on the cookie sheet, but I'm gonna try to zoom through it a little bit quick for you guys. And molasses, surprisingly, has a lot of health benefits you might not be aware. This is organic blackstrap molasses. You can get this from most of your grocery stores or Amazon.com if you have a local market, Trader Joe's, Wegmans, anywhere. But molasses, this is going to have 21% of your daily calcium needs, 61% of your daily magnesium, which, hello, magnesium is my favorite mineral ever. 42% of your daily potassium. It's super rich in antioxidants, and it's going to help your body fight free radicals. So that's what antioxidants mean. And when the sugar cane and the sugar beets are refined and no more sugar can be crystallized from the crop, the molasses is the residual. And so unlike refined sugars that are just processed and all that jazz, the viscous residual syrup is the blackstrap molasses, and it's packed with minerals, and it's amazing, and true friends care about your trace minerals, right? So how many other friends do you know that care about your trace minerals? This girl right here, I care, and I want you to have more trace minerals in your life. So hopefully you will dust off the blackstrap molasses that you might have in your pantry that you don't even know about. So next time you're at the grocery store or next time you're online, grab some blackstrap molasses and cook with it, bake with it. It's so awesome. It's delicious. I'm going to need more because I'm almost low and Mama needs some molasses. So in a large bowl, what we're going to do first is add half a cup of coconut shortening. Now, there are lots of other ways you can make this recipe. You can use Crisco, but I am trying to be conscious of these ingredients and opportunities really to make alternative swaps. So in case you are not familiar with coconut shortening, you can also get that these days, which is great. There are no hydrogenated anything, there's no trans fats, it's vegan, it is awesome. And so this is just coconut shortening. It's organic and it is non-GMO. It is fantastical. It's a superfood, so hopefully you will try this in your baking. The reason that you want to use the coconut shortening is because if you use regular coconut oil, solid coconut oil, when you heat it with the heat of the cookies in the oven, it will get a little thinner. So I like the coconut shortening. So this is just what I like to bake with instead of, you know, where recipes call for shortening. Like you can use vegetable shortening or lard or whatever, but instead of that, I like to use this coconut shortening. And this is by Nutiva. This is just organic superfood. It's organic red palm and coconut oil. So it's great for baking and frying and like pan searing things and stuff like that. So that's what we're gonna use for our shortening. Okay, so we're gonna do a half a cup of our coconut shortening, and hopefully you will experiment with some different ingredients because you might not be familiar with that, but it's a great option. Okay, and then we are going to use 1/4 cup of organic grass-fed butter, and this is Kerrygold. This is the grass-fed butter that I like to use, but if you are vegan, you can use any of the vegan butter that is available out there. So lots of options for you. You know, whatever makes you happy and whatever feels right for you is definitely what I want you to try. And of course, if you want to just use the same old ingredients that you're used to baking with, you totally can. This is just what I like to do and what comes out really, really beautifully in this recipe. So we can still have an indulgence, we can still have a treat and something decadent, but we can make some healthier swaps where we can, right? And so then what we are going to do is we are going to also add a 3/4 cup of brown sugar. And again, you can just do whatever type of ingredient you like to use. You can also use coconut sugar, which I'm going to use later on in the recipe. So you can use coconut sugar. I just find that for this recipe, the brown sugar works really well with the chewy texture of the cookie. So this is just going to be super yummy. And then we're going to add 1 egg, okay? And if you are not using animal products or if you're vegan or anything, you can make a vegan egg using chia seeds and water, and you can Google for how to make a chia egg. And it works really well because the chia seeds absorb the water and it kind of makes like that egg yolk texture. So that's going to be really fun for you. Okay, and so then we are going to add our blackstrap molasses to this mixture. All right, and we are going to add 1/3 cup of our molasses. Yes, flax works too. You can make a flax egg. Lots and lots of vegan options. You can just Google how to make a vegan egg, and because it's the texture that you're looking for, the egg is what's going to hold that cookie together really nice. So we're going to add our 1/3 cup of blackstrap molasses. All right, and then we are going to add our essential oils. So we are going to add ginger. Where's my ginger? Ginger, where are you? We're going to add just 1 drop. These oils are so spicy and so robust that you don't need a lot. Only 1 drop is plenty. So we're going to add 1 drop of ginger. And then we're going to add 1 drop of cinnamon. 1 drop of cinnamon. We're using the same oils in each of these recipes, except in this one we're not using lemon. And then the next oil we're using is cassia. Here's our cassia. And 1 drop of clove. Super spicy and yummy, but use what you have. If you don't have all these, that's totally fine. You can also use the versions, you know, like the dried spice version. I just really like using our essential oils when we can. All right, and so then what we're gonna do is cream this together with an electric mixer, and of course our KitchenAid is still at my parents' house because we haven't unpacked it, so I'm gonna use my hand mixer, so it might get a little loud. Okay, and you want to whip it so it's nice and fluffy, okay, but you don't want it to be, you don't want to overbeat it. Oh, there's a little more extra there. Come on, where's the little spatula there? There we go, we want to get all that goodness. All right, so we're going to just put this to the side. And then what we're going to do is put our wet mixture to the side, okay, and then we're going to grab our dry ingredients. All right, and for our dry ingredients, in a smaller bowl, we're going to sift together 2 1/4 cup of whatever flour that you like to bake with. I'm going to use whole wheat flour, but you can use gluten-free flour, you can use almond flour, flax meal, you can use whatever flour, coconut flour, anything that you like to use. But for this recipe, I'm going to use whole wheat. We do not have any nutritional restrictions, but again, I just encourage you to do what works for you and your family. And then we're gonna add our 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Okay, so then what we're gonna do is sift this together, and I don't have a fancy sifter, so I'm just gonna use my hands and probably make a mess, and that's okay, because that means we're having fun, because when we're getting messy, we're having fun. So it might take me a little while, so we can talk amongst ourselves. How's everyone doing? Where are you watching from? And you wanna try not to spill as much as I'm spilling, but that's okay, because we're just having fun, and it's all good. And we're just gonna sift this together to really make sure that all of our ingredients are nicely combined, and it's just gonna be really, really nicely even textured for you. Just give it a little zhuzh, and I'm still on the hunt to find out how to spell that word, by the way. If anyone knows, let me know. Exactly, it's just the sound of the sift. And I'm definitely making a mess, and that definitely means we're having a lot of fun. All right, so we're just gonna sift the last bit of this mixture. If I could find my sifter in the boxes in the basement, I would be a happy girl. But you know what? We just do what we can with what we got, right? We don't let any of those things stop us. We don't let anything stop us. All right, so I'm gonna just clean this up a little bit, clean up my work surface so we can just see all the good stuff that we're doing here, moving and grooving. All right, so we've got our sifted ingredients. And now what we're gonna do is actually transfer this in with our wet ingredients. And so I just like to do this gradually, okay? And what I do is I just put maybe about 1/3 of the mixture in there, and then I like to go in figure eights and just mix this up, okay? So just go in figure eights around there and getting everything nice and combined. Hi, Amy. Everything nice and combined. And when it looks like it's nice and combined, then you can add a little more. And the reason that you don't want to overbeat it and overmix it is because then the cookie will be chewy. So you only want to mix it until everything is really nice and incorporated into a dough. And you'll know when that's happened, and I'll let you know. So we're just combining our wet ingredients with our dry ingredients, and we've got this yummy molasses ginger spice goodness, and these cookies are gonna be crispy on the outside and chewy on the inside. They freeze like a dream come true. I'm so grateful to Beth, who shared this recipe with me, and it's like her most favorite, most popular recipe. And I asked if I could take creative freedom with it, and she said, go for it. So I have been loving that. And then we're gonna just add the last of our dry ingredients to this. All right, and what you can also do, because this makes quite a bit, you can divide half of the dough and make half of it now and freeze the rest. That's what I did. I'll show you that in a moment when I'm done mixing these wet ingredients together with our dry ingredients. And it's just a labor of love, and it's fun, and you can get the kids involved, and you can divide up the ingredients and divide up the recipe and give each person a job and have them be in charge of measuring and doing all that stuff for you. It's just really fun to get them involved, and Olivia loves cooking and baking in the kitchen with us and getting dirty and messy, and it's just all good. And we have our natural cleaning supplies that we make, right? So we don't have any worries about cleaning up our messes. All right, so we just want to make sure that this is all combined, and that's going to happen when all that dry ingredients, all those flour, all the flour and the baking soda is combined, and we are just about there. Okay, and you just want to also pull from the underneath and make sure that all those ingredients are incorporated into your main mixture. You can get your kiddos involved, get your husband involved, get your friends involved if you have an essential oil workshop this fall. Yeah, Priscilla loves to bake with her preschool class. If you are having an essential oil party, maybe have the friends come over and help you bake all the things that you have at the party. That would be really fun. Okay, so we are there. And now this dough is just going to be really fun and pliable and soft and easy to work with. And so we're just going to put this into a ball. Okay, and then what I did is I made this recipe when I was testing it out. I made a batch and then I froze the other half of the dough, which is really nice. And so I just put, you know, the date and molasses ginger cookies, and you can put it in the freezer so that you will have this batter to work with if you have a party coming up or if you have an event that you need to bake for. So what I like to do pretty much all the time that I bake is just score down the dough and put half of it to the side, and then have half of it that you're working with, okay? And then we're gonna freeze the rest of it for a rainy day or when we have the next event that we need to go to, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we are just going to take our scoop. This is a Pampered Chef cookie scoop, but whatever cookie scoop you have, and we're just gonna scoop these balls of dough into about 2 tablespoons worth, okay? So we're just gonna make a nice little ball here and just pop it right out there. And then what we're gonna do is take our, let me move this so we can see everything here. We're gonna take our cookie sheet that I've lined with a Silpat, and this is just a silicone baking sheet. I know we've like Holy moly, we have a big surface area to work with. And what we're gonna do is take our coconut sugar. Now you can use white sugar, but I really like coconut sugar for this. It just makes it a little more healthful. What we're gonna do is take some coconut sugar and put it in a baggie. You can do this in a bowl as well, but I find this is a really great way. Now look how beautiful this is. This is our ginger molasses cookie. It's sweet, it's savory, it's so good with all that molasses and those essential oils. And what we're gonna do is just coat this with our coconut sugar and then just shake it off a little, and then you're gonna just lay this on there, okay? So we've got our dough, and we're gonna just take our dough and make these 2 tablespoon size, about walnut size balls of dough in our cookie dough scooper. And then we are just gonna simply take this. You don't have to pat it down. You don't have to do anything like that. You just make sure that it's covered with the sugar, and then when it crackles in the oven, you know it's done. So again, we're just gonna keep doing a few of these just so I can show you, and you just make sure that the cookie dough ball is nice and full and even. And then you just pop it out, and you simply just coat it in your yummy coconut sugar, okay? And then you just put these on an even layer on your Silpat, and this is just a silicone baking sheet that I really love. You don't have to use any non-stick sprays or anything like that. It's just gonna be really great for you. Nothing's gonna stick. It's just, you're gonna love it. So if you don't have one already and you love to bake, I would highly encourage you to get a Silpat. You can get them from Bed Bath & Beyond in all different sizes. You can get them from Amazon. Of course, pretty much everything I talk about on Periscope, you can get from Amazon. And so we're just gonna keep going like this for another minute and just get all of your dough delicious and yummy on your cookie sheet, and these are just gonna be covered with that coconut sugar. You are gonna love this. It smells like gingerbread, and I love ginger snaps, but I don't like the crunch factor. I love my cookies to be chewy, and so this recipe is like the best of both worlds because it tastes like a ginger snap, but it chews like a dream. I don't even know how else to describe it. So we're just gonna show you a few here, okay? And so there are your yummy, spicy, chewy, molasses ginger crinkle cookies, and we're gonna pop these in the oven at 350 degrees for 9 to 11 minutes. You do not wanna overbake them because they will still bake a little bit when you take them out of the oven because they're still gonna be hot, so you don't wanna overbake them. You'll know when they're done when they start to crinkle on top. Okay, so I'm gonna put these to the side. And then, just gonna clean my hands off for a second. And again, if you don't have a Silpat, you can use parchment paper. You don't need anything else, so just like basic parchment paper is totally fine. And like I said, it's a 2 tablespoon amount. So if you don't have a cookie scoop, you can just go ahead and use whatever, the tablespoon measurement you have. Just take 2 tablespoons and roll it into a ball, and you wanna make it kind of high so that when the sugar crystallizes and it cooks, it's just gonna crinkle up and it's gonna be so yummy for you. And you wanna make sure that they're 2 to 3 inches apart so that they don't spread or anything, but these don't spread too much. And they're just gonna be crispy and chewy on the inside. So then I have some to show you because it's LaMayzing, and this is what they look like when they're done. Hopefully it's not too bright so you can see. But look at how they crinkle on top, and all that yummy coconut sugar is just like caramelized on there. And what I've done is I've taken a tangerine and just taken a little bit of the rind and put that on some of the pumpkin butter, and you can spread that pumpkin butter on the ginger molasses chewy crinkle cookie, and it's gonna be delicious. So I'm gonna show you that. So you just take a tangerine or whatever you have, and just take a microplane. This is a Pampered Chef thing, and you just go like this. You can kind of drizzle those little shards of the peel on top of your tray if you're gonna serve these at a party or something, and it just looks really festive and pretty. And then, like I mentioned, you can also do that on the pumpkin butter. Yeah, it's so yummy, yeah, and it's super zesty, okay? And so then what you can do is just take a dollop of your pumpkin butter and put it on one of these cookies, and it's gonna be so good. I wish you guys were here. Yes, I'm gonna eat with my mouth full. Oh my God, it's so good. It's spicy and sweet and creamy and just so awesome. I can't even talk, it's so awesome. It's just so good. I hope you guys will make these. Holy moly, look at that. I'm gonna take another bite, why not? I wish you guys were here. Look at how beautiful these are. See? All the crinkly top, and it's chewy, which is what I love. Again, there's no problem, there's nothing wrong with ginger snaps. but I don't like the crispy texture. I love the chewy factor of these cookies. And they only take 9 to 11 minutes. And mine, I did like about 9.5 minutes. So good, you guys. I hope you will try these. And I have to take another bite because it's so good. Oh my God. Yum, yum, yum. And the zest on top adds a really nice citrus flair. You could add tangerine, orange, whatever you like. These are so yummy. Don't forget, Sunday night, Dr. Laura and Andrew and I are doing our October Facebook Live podcast for 2 Curls on Oil. We have an awesome giveaway to share with you guys, so I can't wait to see you all there. Also, convention kits are available now. There are 3 free oils that you're going to get in your order this month when you order a convention kit or you do a larger order. It's awesome. If you have any questions, let me know. I would love to support you. I'd love to get you started on your oil journey and learn how we incorporate these oils into our cooking, into our cleaning, into our lifestyle, our sleeping, our emotional balance. It's awesome. And that book behind me, that Essential Life book, everyone on my oil squad gets a copy of that book because education is super important. Tools, resources, and community are super important, but education's number one because I want you to have recipes, tons of recipes in that book for your home, for cleaning, for cooking, for your kiddos, lots and lots of great ideas. So I hope you will join us. As always, reach out if you have support, if you need support or you have questions for me. And as always, work with whoever got you started with your doTERRA journey if you have questions, like basic questions. But, you can always reach out to me if you have questions on any of my Periscopes or any of my videos that I share. So I hope you will make some essentially delicious treats this fall and realize that you don't have to give up having delicious desserts just because you are living a wellness lifestyle, because I'm proof right here that you don't have to. So I hope you will make these recipes and try your own version and share with me on Instagram or Facebook or send me a message. I would love to see what you are doing with your oils. So I hope you guys have a wonderful long weekend, and as always, reach out if you need me. So I will see you guys next Thursday. Bye.